Alrighty, here we go. Mm. Okay. Back to fuel map 1, and away we go. Alright, it's definitely going to rain at some point. But I'm thinking of pushing. Because, we're going to need to push in this one. If we were in the back, then probably could save a bit more, but need to, like, honestly, save when we can. The rain that comes coming later, that will help. But yeah, we'll save when we can. But yeah, it's like drive for the time being, but it's yeah. But so far so good. We'll just gotta not make any major mistakes like going off or getting any penalties. I think we should be okay. Guy ahead seems to be doing well enough. Yeah, dirty air nearly got me there. I've seen it get a few people in these races. That's one lap down. We're still alive. Keeping up with the Beamer. I've never really bothered with the Beamer. Everyone keeps using the Beamer. I keep hearing how good it is, but well, I'm just usually not too fussed about the Beamer, honestly. And I'm more concerned right here with working together than like fighting. But he indicates, so I was like, oh, left. And I was like, okay, I guess. Yeah, I was going to work with him, but he put his indicator on, so I was like, I guess he wants me to go ahead. So I was like, sure. So now that we're leading, it's always nice to lead a race, but the downside is not really going to be able to save fuel. Not much anyhow. Yeah, I nearly had a moment there. But yeah, we got a long race because, as you can see, the rain's not going to be here for a while longer, so I'm like, A decision. But yeah, as long as we keep it pointing in the right direction, I think we got the pace to get a good result. It's just a matter of trying to not get caught up in battling. I did see the guy behind us, he had a pin, so that actually helps. thankfully. But, yeah, wasn't expecting to be leaving, but here we are. I mean, I'm not going to say no to it. So, looking good so far. Lap 3. Rain's light stuff will probably start soon enough, but it will probably take a while before it actually gets properly wet. But yeah, and then once the rain actually gets there, that'll definitely help with fuel. Because you're not going all out in the rain, so that'll help matters. But so far so good, I'd say. Occasionally keep an eye on the mirror, see if anything's happening back there, but sometimes there is, but yeah. But yeah, we probably got like, what? Maybe about 10 or so laps before it gets properly wet. Something like that. So, but yeah, it's like, but so far so good, I would say. I mean, I will hope so. I definitely put in the time to this race, because we had a league race on Sunday. That was 90 minutes of Spa, ironically. So, did that, and then through before the race day, did a couple of practice races. So yeah, say I put some time into Spa. Alright. But yeah, fortunately won't be able to save as much as I would like to save, but it's okay. Because if I save too much, then I'll fall back in. So I was like, probably best to just push since we're out front. So we'll see what happens. Rain's inching ever so slowly. Because at this point, I'm not really sure when it's going to get here. I know it'll definitely get here during the race, but I'm like, how wet will it get if once it actually gets here? So I'm like, And I did briefly consider going in early for another set of mediums, but I'm like, it's probably not the strat to do. Because I'm like, okay, say if I go in early for some mediums, once these mediums start to go off, I'm like, I might get caught in traffic if I do that. So I was thinking it's probably better to keep track position as opposed to getting fresh rubber. So, but yeah, it's still a little early. Tires are still good, but I was starting to think with the rain seemingly taking forever that I was like, could that be something we could do? I think there was someone that did do it, but I don't think it worked out for me. But I was thinking about maybe doing, I don't know, maybe like 8 laps, 8 or 9 laps, and then going for another set of mediums. But I'm like, with the rain that's inevitably going to hit, I'm like, maybe if I was at the back, I could do something like that. But I'm like, it's probably not worth it. So alas, I was on the fence there. But we're still maintaining a, I'd say a steady gap. Yeah, why there, unfortunately, I was like, dang it. Yeah, I was like on my turn in there. But yeah, I see the rain's just about to arrive. Well, at least the lightest rain. So I know it's going to take some time for it to accumulate. So I'm like, okay, we probably got like what, maybe about 5 laps or so before it may or may not become a problem. So I was like, okay. It was like 5 laps. So I'm like, if that's the case, then I was like, I might need to go long. Because it's definitely not going to be dry at the end of the race. And since it's not going to be dry, it might be best to go long? Possibly. So, yeah, we'll see. Alright. PB through sector 1, so that's nice. But yeah, yeah, guy behind is definitely keeping me honest. But so far so good. Tires are about expected. We're in the rain. Well, light rain anyhow. Doesn't seem to be accumulating just yet. But seem to be doing well enough. Alright. Yeah, see, he fell back there, so he might have had a pin. But so far so good. Nothing substantial on the radar, apart from the light stuff, but yeah, I don't know. All right. Yeah, we're in between those two heavy bands, so we're safe for now. I haven't really seen the wet meter on the left go up. But I'm sure it will at some point. Because even though it's light rain, eventually it's going to build up. So, we'll see. Yeah, we got a healthy enough gap to the guy behind, so smooth sailing so far. But I know it's going to eventually get rocky. It's just a matter of how rocky is it going to end up getting. Alright. I see the meter on the left. It's starting to get wet. I was like, I was wondering how long it was going to take. It's starting to happen. Now it's just a matter of when will it happen. Oh, decisions. Because you don't want to go in too early. Obviously, right now it's way too early. No reason to go in now. But in that same vein, it's like, when do you go in? It's a question. Not entirely sure. So, we'll just have to play it by ear. But so far, so good. So I'm starting to see some maybe heavier stuff at the very top of the radar. So that could be concerning. But yeah, tires are starting to feel a little secondhand. But they're not terrible feeling. So we'll see. But yeah, starting to see more of what's at the top of the radar. I'm of the mind that you'll be doing a Ferrari strat if you go in at the usual halfway point, because that rain's not going to be there by the halfway point. Most definitely won't. Just a matter of when is the question. Yeah, because that rain looks to be about what? Maybe about 5 laps? So, give or take. So I'm like, but with that rain, that band that's right there, you don't want to go halfway. So I'm like, you definitely want to take wets, but do you take the inters or the heavy wets? Is the question. Now that becomes the new question. Because if you take the inters, you're going to be struggling during the heavy portion. But conversely, if you take the heavy wets, you'll be good. It's just a matter of how much does it dry out by the end. Because if it dries out quickly enough, then you might want to do enters. But it's like I said, if you take enters and it's like heavy wet conditions, then you'll just really be struggling. So, I'm not really entirely sure. Because I see that darker blue. So I'm like, okay, it's most definitely going to be probably heavy wet in that darker blue. And I was wondering on how big is that band is the question. There's that guy that just went in. I was like, oh, he doing a Ferrari. I forget where he actually ends up finishing, but it's not a. It was definitely the wrong move what he did. So, and if this was a dry race, this would be our inlet, but it's most definitely not a dry race. So we're going to be going long on our first stint. But up to this point, it's been kind of come and go. I'll make a mistake here and there, but nothing too bad, I would say. All right. But yeah, I'm thinking of going in not next lap, but maybe the lap after, depending on where we're at and where the rain's at. Because I'm like, because now will still be too early, honestly. Yeah, I'm looking, I don't know, but yeah, see the two behind me are two to keep an eye out for. So we'll see. Yeah, still not quite here, so I'm thinking maybe next time. But it's been a pretty straightforward drive thus far. We've tried to save what little fuel we can, actually save being up front. but being in lead, you can only save but so much. So, so we'll see. But I do think it's too early to go in this lap. I think some people go in this lap, but being at the front, I'm like, I don't really think it's time to go in just yet. Alright, it's gonna be our end lap. Then we'll see what everyone else does. Yeah, had a few at the back go in. Alright. It's just a matter of can we get there before the rain gets here. I mean, it seems alright for now. Though, looks like it's just getting to the track now. Yeah, looks like the T1, it's at T1 now. Because we won't get to the pits for like another minute or so. So I'm like, uh-oh, that could be a problem. And we're about to find out how much of a problem it actually ends up being. Alright, final sector. Yeah, coming up, you're going to see me have a slight blunder. Because I failed to realize that I was like, oh, rain's already here. And I should have braked a lot sooner. I was like, dang. Oh, I was like, no. Yeah, they make it. Then I crawl into the pits. Fortunately, I didn't go all the way deep. But yeah, I decided to go for wets. I'm like, it looks like it's going to be heavy wet conditions for a while, so I'm like, I probably need to go heavy wets. Then don't quite need to go to the diamond for fuel, but I do get close to it just to be safe. I could have underfueled it more, but I'm like, let's go from there. So we're in third net. Oh. It's pretty wet out here. But it's not too unmanageable, I would say. I was like, oh, the guy that we passed in the beginning of the race, He don't have wets. I was like, oh, ouch. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. We try not to laugh too much at those situations because it can be easily done. But that aside, I think we're doing okay. We're not really catching the guy in second, so I'm thinking he's probably on west. So I was like, okay, so he's probably west. I have no clue on the leader, though. I don't know if he's west or enters. But yeah, we're trying to stay on the wet line. Because when it's wet like this, you don't want to be on the normal racing line. You definitely want to be offline, which is called the wet line. Because you have more grips off the racing line than you would on it. So that's why you'll see me going like narrow into turns. Alright. Ooh. Steady on now. But yeah, it's plenty wet at the moment, and we got enough fuel. As long as we don't burn too much fuel. But yeah, I felt it was probably better for me to use TC1 since it's heavy wets. If it was like under heavy wets, then I probably would have gone without TC. It's probably best to use it. Okay. You see the weather there. We're kind of in between the two bands. We're still in slightly heavier, light-ish rain. But I'm like, we're definitely going to have more heavy rain though. So I was like, alright. So that bodes well for me. And presumably the guy in second. So I was like, okay. As long as we just don't do anything too risky, I think should theoretically be okay. So we are catching the leader. Because the leader was like ahead by like 10 seconds or something like that. And now it's like only, what, 6.5? So we are catching. So since we're catching him, he's probably on enters. Steady on now. Woohoo! Woo-wee. Gotta be careful on that one. But yeah, I feel pretty good at this point. I mean, sure, I have sketchy moments here and there, but nothing that I can't handle. So, let's see. Oop, see, the guy that was in second is now the leader, and vice versa for the person who was the leader. So the guy that's in second now is most definitely on enters. So he'll be struggling until the heavy stuff is on. So we just need to try our best and catch up. Alright. Okay, we're slowly getting there. Just have to chip away little by little. Alright. Slowly but surely starting to reel them in. Question is, can we do it and stay ahead? I was pretty sure our fuel was more than good enough. Alright. Easy there. Did say that one, that turn was a bit sketch, so. But yeah, we're still making inroads towards P2. Yeah, I was being careful through there. Just wasn't really sure how much I could actually pull it. Push, sorry, not pull. Got it under 2 seconds, so I was like, okay, we're getting there. As long as I don't try to rush it, I think it'll happen. Gotta catch him here? Yeah. Definitely got the run in. I'm trying not to go totally towards the racing line, otherwise I won't make the turn. If I do. Okay. So I got him. Alright. Okay, yeah, leaders run off. Yeah. Fair play to him. He had good wet pace. So I was like, dang. I forget. Oh yeah, I think he was the one that was in the Merc. So. Maybe the car is good in the wet as well, so either way. Yeah, he's definitely run off. But yeah, we're just trying to stay off the racing line. Keep it stable, or as stable as you can keep it. During this portion of the race. Yeah, I just don't really push through there. I honestly don't want FAFO. It's like I could, but I feel like it'll probably not end well if I do. Yeah, see, the heavy stuff is over with. Now it's just a matter of how quickly will the track dry out. Yeah, made through there. We're literally right at the threshold for wets and inters now, so looks like it's starting to kind of. It looks like it's wanting to dry, so we'll see. But yeah, seems okay so far. I've caught up a little bit to the guy first, but short of a divine intervention, I don't think we're going to catch the leader. So I was like, okay. And fuel should be still good at this point. So kind of just a matter of running my race. It's definitely sketchy at moments. Alright. Right now we're in between the two bands. Probably. So, okay. Still breaking offline. Because I think it's still a bit too wet to be breaking online. So, I was like, okay. So I decided to try, I was like, okay, it's kind of getting dry, so let's try doing that. I was like, ooh, that wasn't good. Alright. Still a bit sketchy, though, I will say. Yeah, I was like, I'm just drifting around. I was like, maybe it's better to use CC. Keep it a bit more planted. So I was like, let's do that. But yeah, got a couple more to go. Get towards the end of the race. But yeah, the guy behind, he's starting to catch. Because it's starting to... Conditions are starting to favor him as opposed to my wets. Unfortunately. So, alright. Alright. Coming up on the penultimate lap. gap's not as big as it used to be. Okay. Not too bad there. Still snaking around a bit, but we can manage. Right, through here. So I will tell you that something that kills our race is this. Yeah, car just like literally understeers it off. And the game is so benevolent. It's like, here's a track limit for your trouble. I was like, oh, really? I'm like, oh, God. Because I think without this penalty, I think we probably would have held on. But no, game take it away. So I was like, whatever. So like, yeah, it's under a second behind us. So I'm aware of that. And then coming up to the final lap. Yeah, I went deep there. That didn't help me. So I'm like, whatever. I said, okay, one more lap. And I went deep there. I'm like, dag nabbit. So I was like, all right. Let's go through here. I was like, all right, through here, and tire said no. I literally had to do that, otherwise I was going to get a pin. So it's either slow up to the point where he overtakes me, or just say screw it and take the pin. Might have been better to honestly take the pin. But, oh well. But yeah, I ain't got nothing for the Lexus and its interest at this point. I'm like, dang it. Because these conditions, favor him more than it does me. So I was like, oh man. So I think if I didn't get the pin the previous lap, I think we would have been okay. Or at least I like to think so. So I was like, whatever. So we're on back in the lap. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna get it. So I was like, whatever. So the go from wherever I finished in the first race, it didn't go well. To this race where I started on second, and then things went right without a hitch. Maybe could have won, but I'm not going to turn my nose up at podium. So could have been better, yes, but it also could have been worse. So all things told, I'll actually take that. P2 to P3. There you have it. P2 to P3. Podium. Not bad, not bad. First round of Manu, and that gets us 216 points. So not too shabby.